I'm Laura from Ontario Business Central. Today I'm with Sue Chen, a lawyer in both Ontario and Vancouver, and has practices in both jurisdictions. You started your business in 2003. Why don't you tell us a bit about it?
I originally came to Toronto in the year 2000, and I found myself working in a personal injury firm. We did a lot of accident benefits and bodily injury. I really got a lot of skills in those 2 years. In 2022, I got admitted to the bar of New York. I was actually going to go to New York, but then sort of stayed here and continued to work with my mentor, Harvey. When I got called in 2003, he asked me to join as a partner, and I did that for almost a year, but it didn't quite work out. We had different visions of work-life balance. I was working very long hours at the time, like 60 to 70. I'd find myself sleeping at the office, things like that. I really wanted to try it on my own, and we parted ways in a very amicable way. I left, I had no files. Within, I think it was about a year, I worked really hard and established, I specifically remember, 175 files. I did all of my own accounting. Math is not my forte. I've lost fees because I've done the wrong calculations at times, but money is not my motivator. I went back into my own community, Chinese community, and improved on my Cantonese skills, no Mandarin skills whatsoever back then. I think one of the first personal injury lawyers offering litigation services to the Chinese community. Fast forward 2025, I have a huge presence in my community.
Good for you. Did you advertise?
As much as I like practicing law, I also like to give back to my community. I came from Alberta, from Edmonton, and we'll just say that we didn't have as many people as we have here in Toronto. In Edmonton, you wouldn't have the big Chinese population. I really wanted to establish my roots in my own community.
Right.
Back then, we had newspapers. So I advertised in the Sangtown newspaper. I also did a lot of service in my community. I joined a number of associations. I've been the running president of the Federation of the Chinese Canadian Professionals since the year 2017.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm also on the board of an educational foundation and the board of a social housing foundation. And on top of that, I am still a director of the Asian Chinese Canadian Lawyers Organization, ACCLO. And I'm also a member of FACO, Federation of Asian Canadian Lawyers.
It sounds like it's keeping you busy.
Very, very busy, but lovely to be busy.
So what was the pain point when you started?
Well, initially, it was me and my law clerk. I even did the accounting part. I like things on paper. I went out to Staples and I bought this huge piece of paper. I just wrote revenue, expenses, line by line, different categories that I could see in my own head to do my taxes. Subsequently decided after 1 year that I should probably hire an accountant to do some of this stuff.
Yes.
And then I figured maybe I should hire an extra person too. I got an extra law clerk. The reason for that was because I gave birth to my daughter.
Right.
My schedule was still very packed. I had, I think, about almost 300 clients, which is unheard of for one lawyer. It's a lot of work.
Yes. So you originally talked about the partner that you connected with, and then you talked about the life balance. You didn't have it with him. So what made you break that?
Running your own business is an easy task. There are a lot of things that go into the business of law versus the practice of law. In my first 10 years, I really had to work hard and improve myself, to myself mainly. I was in an era of not that many women-led law firms, and this is also a plus, but I believe that I looked like a kid when I started. I would be either mistaken as an interpreter, right?
Oh,
or else they would say, "Oh, so where's Lawyer Chen?" Because they're expecting a man. It's a double-edged sword. And so, hence, had to work hard. It's a different feeling when you actually are in your own business. Taking the risk to do something you're most uncomfortable with has many, many, many huge advantages.
What do you see as the advantages?
You create your own schedule. There are hills and valleys, but there will come a time when it's steady and when you have a harvest. I like to believe that I am at my harvest. So that allows me the time to spend with family, friends, and the millions of things I'm going to learn in this world.
Can you think of a time where you looked in the mirror and said, you know what, this is amazing?
All the time. To be able to be your own boss is the most fascinating adventure you will ever have, alongside other treasures in life, family, friends, and all that good stuff. Every case that we take on is very different. Personal injury, a battle over selling chicken, quotas and deficiencies, construction stuff, all kinds of things. And it's just wonderful to refresh your mind with every single case that you do during the day.
It's incredible. When you were young, did you think you'd want to own your own business?
I feel like I've lived 3 different lives up to now.
Okay.
My parents immigrated with 4 kids. My mother always had 3 jobs on the go. My mom is actually my role model. I actually left home when I was 16. Rebellious times, small town, Edmonton. My grandmother, who I was extremely close with, she passed away. I switched from being an all A student to an all C student. I was couch surfing for 2 weeks, and then I got 3 jobs. I completed my last year of high school by correspondence. Then afterwards, I went to take my bachelor's degree at U of A. Law wasn't like my first choice. It was actually never really a choice. I wanted to be a psychologist. I was in the momentum of moving things fast in my life.
Okay.
I had a goal to prove everybody else wrong, that I couldn't make it out on my own, because my family members all looked down on me. Always wanted to finish my degree fast, and I did. I did it in 2 years. I ended up with a double major in sociology and psychology. And then after that, I went to Vancouver and did a quick MBA in marketing. And then I went to Michigan, Lansing, and I did my law degree also in 2 years.
So you got your undergrad and your law degree in totaling 4 years?
You could say that. Yeah, I put myself through law school. I sold life insurance and I was making $8,000 a month. It was good. Money is really, really secondary to me. I've taken on files where I believed in the client and have lost money on them.
I think most entrepreneurs, money is not the main motivator of what they do.
And that's where the magic is.
So if you were talking to somebody who was sitting thinking, either getting out of school or working in a law firm, what would be some things that you would say to that person?
Starting a business is tough. I ran a takeout Chinese restaurant in Windsor, of all places. That did not go so well. So there are failures in life. But I think the failures actually hone your skills and make you better at business.
Yeah.
You gotta dream and you have to believe that you will get there. I sold Cutco knives. I've sold lottery tickets. I've sold all kinds of things, you know. You just have to have that mentality. And if you don't have it, figure out how you can get that mentality. You have to be passionate about your business. The fire.
Right.
And
it's never about the dollar.
Never. But you know, not everyone has that fire. Just expect there will be failures, but those are your practices for getting to where you want to go. Success is not an overnight thing. It is a lot of hard work, persistence, and internal motivation. The loudest voice you're going to hear
It's your own voice.
You got to
Totally
learn
agree.
how to talk to yourself.
So, Sue, how did you land your first client?
My first client actually came from a referral. Lovely neurophysiatrist, female doctor at Toronto Rehab. We became friends. Even though I do advertise in the Chinese community, I would say 90% of my files actually come from client referrals, defense lawyer referrals. People have had cases on the opposite side of me. They refer their family, friends, and things. And also doctors. I'm really honored to have those referrals and also that they believe in me.
Right.
You really have to have a great team because you cannot do everything yourself. You don't have to be the best at something. You can be bad at something in your own business, but hire somebody who's good at that.
Yes.
Let the person shine.
If you have people who care and respect you, and you do that with them as well.
Absolutely.
If you could give 3 words about starting a business, what would they be?
I used to say have no fear. If you don't have fear, then you're not doing the right thing. You have fear that you fail so that you do a good job. Number 2 is risk, right? There's always risk that you're going to get burned. But that's part of life. You have to be okay with risk. Number 3, dream. I dream a lot. Dreaming allows me to think outside the box and allows me free flow. So I'm able to create things, solutions that are unheard of.
How have we helped you at Ontario Business Central?
My clients, I would send them to a paralegal to do the incorporations and whatnot. Found you guys to be very efficient. You provide an easy way for any small business to start their business. Your incorporation's efficient. I do a lot of corporation profile searches still because of litigation. Everything you guys do online is very fast, efficient, and easy.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate and am honored to be here today.
Well, thank
to share
you.
my story with you guys.
Thank you.